Right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, global population, some fishery. And what you're looking at here is what began the subject of today's video. Now some of you are going to be looking at it thinking, wow, that's an interesting monster can, right? What flavour is that? Well, the answer is quite tropical, it's quite nice actually. Anyway, beside the point. Some of you will be looking at it and thinking, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And we'll get to that in a minute.
Samuel N. Fisher, author of the Legion Saga. After a top-secret, multinational military experiment goes horribly wrong in the deserted city of Pripyat in 1992, it uncovers a nightmarish 25,000-year-old plot that could spell the end of humanity. Who knows? Hopefully if they make a movie out of it, they'll cast me.
Now, I know that the video that I've put in the background I've played before, used before, but there you go, right mate. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. It actually perfectly encapsulates what I'm going to talk about today as well. You see, that kind of monster is covered in butterflies, and many of you know what the butterfly represents. So if I say the Monarch program or Monarch psychological conditioning, many of you immediately think of trauma-based mind control. Many of you will even think that that's all it's about, but it's not. It's not. There's actually a whole cornucopia of psychological techniques that all come under the Monarch program. These stretch from, like I said, the trauma-based mind control to coercion techniques, neuro-linguistic programming, suggestion techniques, power suggestion, several others, and across countless different mediums. Monarch programming is actually used quite a lot today, just in its more subtle and less realised forms. Especially with regards to what I saw the other night, which is one of the reasons why I decided that this would be a good topic to cover, because not a lot of people know how it's utilised a great deal of the time, or the ways that it's utilised that they may not necessarily think about. Now, those of you that are part of Max Egan's Crowhouse Telegram page will know what happened the other day. I'm not going to go into great detail or show you what's going on the chat page. One, because of the topic covered. Alright mate, yeah, that's bad. One, because of the topic covered, the stuff that was said. and the fact that I probably won't be able to show it on YouTube without getting removed this video. So I thought probably the best option is really just to tell you. Now, what happened resulted in Max Egan sort of turning around and saying, I'm thinking of closing this page down because it's just getting ridiculous. And this is, in most part, due to the inflammatory nature of everything that was happening. This has been going on for about 4 to 6 weeks, and it's by design. Because it's not just Max Egan's page this is happening to on Telegram, it's everybody's. Everybody with a significant following. If you've got a large enough page, there will be arguments aplenty, and they're all instigated and triggered by design. You see, the psychological techniques of the Monarch program can also be applied to text, to conversation. So much so to the point where they're actually pretty fucking expert at it. The situation goes somewhere like this. You, as an agent, join a page. We'll use Telegram as an example. You join a page and you watch it all the time. And as you're watching, you're making notes and building psychological profiles of certain people that are on that page. What the beliefs are, what their political affiliation is, what's their opinions on sexuality, on religion, on politics, on everything, yeah? And you build this over a period of time. You wait. Some of you may even become admins, because then you can kind of dictate what, and have some sort of control and steer the conversation a little bit better. Now, like I said, you wait. You wait until a time when, in the case of the Crowhouse page, and Max Egan's situation, having to leave his home country, finding that a lot of activists that he knows are being arrested, friends of his are being beaten up. All these situations again are done by design to pull him down. Especially in Max Egan's case because of the large following that he has. This will make Max feel progressively worse. Right? At the same time, you begin to start to raise the tension, shall we say, inside a page. Yeah? And you do this as subtly as you can. And this can be done in various ways. Some of which, to alter the context and meaning of what you're saying, you alter the punctuation, alter the spelling of certain phrases, certain words, certain sentences. Those alterations, giving the flow of the actual speech that you're making in a text a more jarring quality. Those of you that read my advert the other day will have noticed that. That wasn't accidental. That's just a very crude example of what I'm talking about. Like I said, you don't do this all out. It could be one person that just makes a single comment. A comment is enough to ignite a fury within people. Have you got that bit? Good. Now this is the clever bit. You see, don't to anyone else what is said within that text, in that message, to anyone else seeming quite arbitrary, benign, you know, or as watered down as you can think of, to the person it's targeted at, it is anything but. And that's because it's designed to affect them. Now, this can be from a single person who's only visited that page once, and they're just there to fight that trigger, to pull that trigger. You then have other operatives, both for and against, who are there to fuel that fire. And not in an immediate sense, but in a gradual, barely noticeable way. So you'll get several people who look like they're just members of the group that are incensed by what the targeted person is now saying in retaliation to something that's triggered. At the same time, you have just as many on their side who are egging them on, trying to cause them to continue and maintain this argument. And that's probably the most important bit, because this then begins to draw the people in, and people who maybe share the same sort of viewpoint. It gives them the indication that actually maybe it's alright to talk about this. Now that there's a few people talking about it, and so it dogpiles and it piles up and it gets more and more intense and doesn't seem to relent or die down, and when it does, it just seems to come back even stronger. And again, there's a reason for that, because it's being done by design. All of it is. These trigger points are so simple in what they are, and so widespread in their use, that people don't really see them being used. Stuff like Jews, gay and trans rights, religious affiliation, all simple things, all used expertly, and in a way that will trigger a specific response from someone. Why are they doing this? Because though some people may think that chat rooms are just pointless, just somewhere to meet up, they're not. They're anything but. They're very likely one of the most integral parts of the fight that we have, because it's where we share information, challenge each other's ideas, build ideas and opinions. Otherwise we're just looking at an echo chamber with no real recourse and no real gateway to question. Yeah? This is why Telegram pages like Max Egan's or ULM, yeah, who's got a massive following, why pages like those are targeted, because they are able to quite naturally house a broad spectrum of opinions, yeah, in a quite stable way, Obviously there's the odd spat, but nothing like there's been in the past 6 weeks. And this is because there's been a massively concerted and coordinated takedown of our entire infrastructure in the background that we never realised we had. And Mac's turning around and saying that he wants to close his page down because it's just getting too much. It's because of his mental state. Sorry mate, that's the way it is, that's the way I see it. Do not close that page down. You'd be a fool to do it. Don't allow them to win, because that's what it is. And I can guarantee you now, unequivocally, it's being done from the inside. It's being done from the inside. Someone on your page, or a group of people on your page, are all have one objective. And they're all in the 70th Brigade or another online warfare faction or department of some other Five Eyes nation. Sorry to say. But this is, again, part of the Monarch programme that very, very few people are even aware of. And in some ways it's being utilised with trauma in mind. Let's not forget. Okay, how awake say you are. For the past 2 years you've been traumatised in some way, shape or form. And this is why people get so easily triggered as well. And they're utilising it. They're utilising it. And they're doing it now because of, they're trying to weave a new narrative. And us debunking it almost at the onset is fucking up everything they're doing. So, advice. If something infuriates you that somebody says, if you can't, how can I put it? If you can't question it in a sort of vague way that both doesn't give away your emotional state from reading the message, and yet doesn't give away your political view at that point, leave the room and come back later and ignore that message. But if you can, question what they're saying. Really question it. Try and dig into why they're asking that question or making that statement. Because believe me, you'll suddenly find that that point of view isn't necessarily their point of view. And it's just one they've been given and assigned to set the side of. It really is that simple. And it's not being done enough. There you are. That's how you expose them. They're doing exactly that. If you give them any evidence to look at, just say, take a look at this and tell me what you think. Yeah? If you've got evidence to back up what your side of the argument says. And if they turn around and say the age-old line, I don't need to read it, or they don't comment on anything made in that evidence, they're probably working for the other side. Discontinue that conversation straight away. The more we ignore these people and blank them out, the less damage they can do. That's simple. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. See you later.